Gay is dead. Gay is dead.
Sit tight. Sorry about the little audio issue at the beginning there. I had to switch things up because OBS updated again. Bear with me. Grab some pens and papers and grab some notes. Get ready for a good week. Time to change up the music too. Hope you enjoy it. Welcome, my beautiful freaking people. This is your boy, Satoshi motherfucking Heaviside, in here with a dose of cryptoforks and stuff. And with that, let us begin. Guess what? Today's gonna be a little bit different. Wanna know why? Can you see my beautiful face? What is up? So, wanted to get this set up just so you can be a little bit more, a little bit more personal and stuff like that. Anyways. Checking it. It's been probably like a week since the last time we went online, so I apologize. But last week was I don't know why I didn't stream last week. Oh, because Tuesday I had my grandmother, my nana. She had a surgery, and I had to drive down to go deal with that stuff. And then Thursday, was it this last Thursday? Yeah, this last Thursday. I was under Bitcoin under the influence, or crypto under the influence, with the Wolf on Twitter. By the way, if you're not following the Wolf on Twitter, go follow him. Oh yeah, by the way, I need to pause this music. Totally forgot about that. Pause music real quick. Make sure that chat box is opened up. Oh, and I need to post give me a second. I need to post these links real quick. Totally forgot about that. I always forget. But I always forget. Freaking YouTube makes it harder now to grab your link. Hold on. Posting it to Discord and then Twitter. Stupid. Sorry. Okay. Sorry about that. So, hopping into the charts, let's just discuss, before we discuss what's happening right now, let's just discuss the little bit of a higher time frame degree, particularly in here. All that I'm not going to go over my entire wave count, break it down. You guys should know it by now if you guys have been sticking with me for the past, whatever, few months, year, I don't know, whatever the hell I post this. But impulse, correction, and we're now in impulse. Now the question is timing here. There's two ways to count this. You could take the high from here. I personally like the high from here. I'll explain this right now. Slightly, just very briefly. It's because this looks like a triple zig, W, X, Y, X, Z. Oops. I always need to change that. W, X, Y, X, Z. Right? So this gives us a time box of this. I felt the low being here. And this low started an initial impulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now we're correcting this, whatever move it is. Okay. So this gives us an estimated time to complete this entire move here, with max deviation being by my observations, not the book, being here. This needs to be a different color real quick. Sorry, I'm not looking at your chat box. I kind of have too many tabs open right now. Okay. Sound is stuttering, or is it just me? Let me check my OBS real quick. Oh, I think I know why. It's because I had two audio sources going at the same time. Yeah, so I paused that audio source. Now, hopefully it's a little bit cleaner. Let me know. But, sorry if that is an issue, Eugene. Hopefully it's not for the rest of everyone. Okay, so we have a time box that we have where we can estimate a potential top to be made if this entire structure is going to be true. Another thing that's interesting to me is that the entire structure, sorry, all these squiggles are just, I was just drawing stuff for students. How to spot reversals. This is a Bybit chart. That's why we don't have all the data. But we don't really need it for what I'm trying to discuss right now. So I'm pretty certain it's going to end up being a WXY when it's all said and done. So this gives us an estimated time to complete of here. Well, it could have been this. So this high could have completed this entire structure, being WXY. But this, when you zoom in, it doesn't seem complete, and that's why I'm saying we're going to be making in that box. So I'm going to move that here. On a higher degree, it says we could go further in time, but I'm not willing to allow that with this degree. So I'm willing to push it about here, which is October 24th, 2020. But after that, if we keep making new highs, I'll probably start thinking more bullish. Like if we do this, keep making new highs, I'll be with the idea that maybe this is a wave 1, this is a deep 2, and this is a weird starting 3 or something. I don't know. Okay, so now that we have that all kind of everyone on the same page there, this move also made it in the perfect time you expect an X wave to make it in, which is within 1/3 of the initial trend or W you're studying, which is right here. This little window is that 1/3 window. Notice that low is made right where we need it to. Okay, now that we have everyone on the same page, let's discuss higher time frame levels real quick. One key level that we keep running into is right here. This little guy right here. Right here. That dude right there. Keeps squirting out from in here. keep trying to break over it, squirting out in there. So very intrigued, especially if we can start closing 2 to 3 candles over this level here on the daily. Notice that we closed 1 over it and then rejected it, came back into this range, and now we're kind of meandering in this range. I'm going to drop this kind of like this here, rather. Like that. Okay. So we don't want daily closes outside of these. Well, on the downside, if we're bullish, we don't want closes outside of this low here, in my opinion. For bullish, you want to close it outside 2 to 3 outside of this level here. Looking at indicators real quick. I'm curious to see if our daily finally bottomed out. It's been, there we go. So we're getting ready to fully reset the daily stochastic. It's not anything of significance immediately. You can't confirm anything, but it can give you an idea that if stochastic and price went from low to high, and then from high to low, where was the most price action covered? It was from when it went low to high, not from high to low, correct? So, with the basic understanding of momentum, if this is totally bottomed out and price barely went anywhere, what is the likelihood if stochastic starts running back high that it will propel price with it? Because the trend is clearly up. Because if it was truly reversing, price would have started accelerating with stochastic. But notice how it's very choppy, lackadaisical, back and forth. So this is why I am I am bullish on the higher time frame until proven otherwise. I am still bearish on the low time frames and intraday plays and stuff like that. We'll get into that right now, but I'm just trying to get everybody on the same page because we're coming into a pivotal point in both time and price for Bitcoin, and I just feel like it's very important that I discuss this, even though that I say that we usually, that's long ass hair in my keyboard. Even though I say that it's usually saved for the weekend, I just feel like we need to talk about this today. Okay. So this doesn't mean we want to buy here. Again, don't rush into anything. It's not confirmed yet, but things are looking bullish. Why? If we look at the RSI as well, we got the lowest pivot here, and let's look at the pivot being made at this exact moment is now lower. If we take the measurements, it's clearly a hidden bullish divergence. Same idea and concept as with this one. If this is fully bottomed out, price didn't go very far in that move to the downside because this signal divergence, right? It didn't go that far to the downside, so the likelihood of this divergence being true and momentum actually being south on the higher degree level isn't very likely. It's not until we break significant levels with some force and disprove this with like high points of volume coming in and stuff like that on those key level breaks. But until then, we have to assume that this is just a continuation pattern. There's no really reason for me to not think this is going to happen until we're disproven, right? So we got our indication that on a higher degree that we're coming to a point where we can possibly bottom for this pattern that we're making here. Why? We got hidden divergence on the stochastic, not confirmed yet, and also hidden divergence on the regular RSI, which is also not confirmed. But what I want to talk about real quick before we dive into the lower time frames is the fact that all this divergence being seen was never proven true. Okay, we got 0, we got 1, we got 2, right? So in order to confirm this divergence as true, we had to break this pivot right here in less time and complexity. We came and attacked it in the same amount of complexity or less complexity, but we didn't break it. And then we rallied up high, breaking that high again. We broke the 618 of that move down, which was a telltale sign that these highs were in jeopardy, which would happen. Broke the high, created more divergence. So we got 0, we got 1, we got 2. So X is right here or right here. Right here, one of these two. And again, we're just, the time that it took to form this low to this high, from this high to this low, notice the time it took. I'm going to go ahead and delete all this real quick, just for a brief moment. Look at this, measure the time it took to create this divergence, was from here to here to create divergence, right? So take the time that it took to create that divergence and measure it with the time it takes to break the entire range. Look, we didn't do that. Here's a 1-to-1. We finally broke the entire range right here after the 1-to-1. So this tells us that momentum still lies up and not down. Because if this is truly going to be true divergence, we were able to clear this entire range from this low to this high in less time and less complexity. We did not do that. So based on value range theory system, this makes more sense that we move back up. Again, we're not rushing into anything. Nothing's confirmed yet, but the divergence that we saw on the bearish regular divergence that we saw has a very high chance of being false right now. And we're seeing high indications of that based on these hidden divergences that we're seeing on the bullish side, both on stochastic and regular RSI. Not confirmed until we get back over this blue line and back over the gold line, and until this breaks back out of this blue. But the indication and likelihood of it being this is getting to a point where it's pretty likely. You feel me? Last check here is my golden indicator is OG Chevy. It's still bullish. Last time we got a buy, printed a buy down here, rolled this up. Same thing with this one, printed a buy down here, rolled this up. Printed the S down here, rolled this down. So it's really powerful for capturing the most intense swings when it comes to this market. We haven't got the sell signal, but we're hinting towards it. So we are on a caution based on this one indicator. But like I said, I'm thinking that we're going to come break through this low area and quickly revert back and snap back up and actually initiate the bullish phase. So now that we have everything discussed about on the higher degree time frame, let's go into the lower degree time frame. Starting with the okay. So I initially thought that this was going to be a WXY when we printed this high. I initially thought that we were going to come test 11,380, 11,400. We did that. We bounced. But then when this bounce was happening, when I looked into the lower time frames, it didn't make sense as an impulse. It looks like a very three-way structure. And this looks like a pretty valid running flat forming in the middle here. And so what I did to confirm this was I looked at the higher degree time frame, which is 5 hour, because I felt like this is the time frame that could be carrying it. And I noticed this divergence. So this divergence didn't prove that this pattern was true, but it gave me the opportunity to assume that it has a high chance of being true. What was left to confirm it was we had 0, we have 1, we got 2. Here's the last leg of that divergence leg. We broke it in less time and complexity, and that's when I went 100% bearish last night. When we broke this low in less time and complexity, I went 100% bearish at this point, and I was almost pretty certain that this low was going to get taken out, which is exactly what happened. As of right now, though, I'm not rushing into anything. I'm thinking we're going to make one more low. It just makes no sense for me to, on a structural and price action basis, to leave all this liquidity down here. Like, there's a lot of it down here. Why just leave it there? I'm thinking this was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We want to be shorting this move up here. The line we're interested in is right here at 11,380 to 11,400. If we start trading above 11,420, we get bullish again. We can allow a wick to 11,440, 50-ish, but no closes above that 20 level I was discussing. Okay. And then this low will be a buy opportunity on spot or low leverage. And the way we'll confirm it is by using my 13-minute Chevy, which has held this entire move pretty freaking phenomenally. It went short here. Printed a B here, but was not confirmed because the candles are red. It's not confirmed. Printed a B here, which was almost got me out of my position last night, but I was so confident in this short up here. I just held it through. And then we started trading below the D1 open, which is another great indication that we're going to go down. Got the sell signal, red bars, the rest is history. And so as we stand right now, diving in even further, I'm just very interested. This move up retraced this move down 61%. And by the way, this was a very valid leading expanding diagonal, the first one I've ever seen, and actually I noticed it as this low was printed. I was like, this looks like a leading expanding diagonal, guys. Which is is very rare, but it is. I measured all the pivots, wave 1, which is, this is where I started, this was a truncation. So from here to here, there was a move. We got wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wave 5 is the longest. Wave 3 is not the shortest. Wave 4 covers the most distance in price. Wave 2 is the most complex. Wave 5 does not hit the bottom boundary of that connects waves 1 to wave 3, which is all the things you need for expanding diagonal. So since this rule of alteration states since wave 2 retraced 61% of wave 1, wave 5. What the hell, dude? You sound like a robot mic is in and out. That's very strange because I have a very... Let me do this. What if we remove this? Because it seems like this is causing all the issues here real quick. Let me see something real quick. I'm gonna remove the webcam because I'm gonna see if that's fucking things up. Okay. That's literally the only thing different that I've done. So, so let me know. Let me know. It's pretty shitty. That's stupid. I wonder what's causing that. I wonder what's causing it. I apologize. I really don't know what it is. It says on OBS that we're streaming well. We got green lights on the bottom. CPU is very low, so it's not like we're making my computer freaking stress. Okay, cool. So that was the issue. Okay, that was the issue. Cool. So I learned that I can't use a webcam. That's fine. That's cool. That's kind of lame. I wonder why I can't use a webcam. Anyways, I guess you guys won't see my face. Oh well, it doesn't matter like that. Just wanted to be more interactive. So this is the level I'm interested in. Anything in this area I'm interested in is short. If we start trading above here, then I'm wrong. But I'm interested in this because this looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2. Hold on. Wait, yeah, let me see here. Actually, this kind of looks different. Did we make me low here? Yeah, okay. Interesting. Very interesting. This could actually be a low. I'm not going to lie. This could actually be the low. Very interesting. Very interesting. Now, I'm not one to go home runs off my lower time frame wave counts, but this is very interesting. I just noticed that. I think I can never really... 1, 2... This is clearly something. This is clearly part of one thing. Now, the question is... Is this first move, is this first right here all one? Dude, I actually might kind of be bullish. Holy crap. I'm going to be very interested on what occurs here. This looks like 3 waves, so I'm not going to rush into anything yet, but it doesn't mean we can't form like a weird diagonal here. This is a very high degree order block, so it won't surprise me all too much, but I just felt like this price wanted to come steal these stops, but it's not needed. On the highest degree, we're actually complete. We have, on the highest degree, which is this right here, we have made enough in terms of price and time to assume we can go back up. the time aspect we're looking for was in between the yellow vertical line and the purple vertical line, and you notice we made a low between those lines, right? This actually should have moved over slightly right there. Right? Then the price was the 618, which was already fully eclipsed. Here's the 618. It was tapped right there, but we're now definitely under it. Then the final check was making sure this pivot here made enough in terms of time and price. Time is right on time. Right on time. Price, we also hit price well too. So everything on these degrees checks out. Now the question is, are we done on the lower degrees? That is where it gets more difficult, because on the lower degrees, wave counts get more difficult to, I guess, count. It's obvious. Patterns tend to break down more. Rules tend to be broken more on the lower time frames. What else? Less participants cause it to be more choppy. Harder to distinguish what moves part of what move. So it's all I'm saying is I trust my higher degree counts more than my lower degree count, because my higher degree count is easier to distinguish. Feel me? And it's more likely to be true. So on the higher degree, we are now technically bullish. Now it's just being patient and waiting for this to prove to us that we're bullish. I'm not running into anything yet. Not screaming for fills yet. My initial idea was that this was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this was 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. But there's been times where I thought this was, a 4, and we're coming down, and then all of a sudden it just starts running, and I'm just left salty as fuck, because on my higher degree I'm bullish as shit, and then I let my lower degree bias for one more stupid low control my trading. So I'm more willing to say that I'm now going to go on a momentum type basis for my criteria. I don't use Ichimoku Cloud at all, so I'm not going to comment on that. So what I'm going to be waiting for here is I'm not going to rush into anything. But if my 5-minute Chevy can flip bullish, I will start looking for reversals. Right now we are bullish, but it's not looking pretty hot for reversals. I'm not running into anything. And then I'll wait for this 13-minute to flip. And once these both go bullish, I have no reason to not believe we made a low. No reason not to believe. There is a chance we form an expanding or extending wave C. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, like this, 5. And trickle down there like this, make a diagonal. Possible. So I'm going to be really weighing heavy on my indicators to show me the light, in essence. Okay. In my opinion, this makes the most sense that we form a diagonal here. Just because I just really feel like all this liquidity, like, why stop? I mean, sure, double bottoms are cool, but man, why just leave all this here? Time will tell, obviously. Last check, see if this even has a possibility of being true. It does. A plus B divided by 2 equals possible C. So here's the max time we can allow for C. So this could work. We could do this weird thing. I feel like this move's complete. I don't know. This looks really eerily complete. I can see that for sure. That'd be really, I'm going to let this develop over the week, but I'm really on this idea here. Broke this low, retest it. Our bias checker is bearish today. Our bias tracker is bearish today. We broke the low of NYCOB, closed below it. So now, technically, now we're waiting for an OTE, which is any movement across the 0.5 level, which is about there. So price could go up into the OTE area. I have no choice but to short that. No choice. This is the same reason why I shorted that again. Because it gave us OTE perfectly. It broke the lows, went back into it. Here's a 0.5. That's OTE right there, optimal trade entry. Had no choice but to take that. So if this happens again, I have no choice but to take that trade. And it makes sense too. So just be very mindful that if you're going to take this trade, of the repercussions on the other side of what you possibly could be missing. Okay? So just be very mindful about that. Invalid if we start trading above the high here. That's essentially it. Let's go on to ETH. And I said we're going to cover Link today too, right? So this was surgical. Oh my gosh. I really wish I was holding ETH so I could have traded it. That's the only thing I hate about Bybit. You have to hold ETH or XRP or EOS to trade it. Like, that's so stupid. Why can't I just hold USDT or Bitcoin and trade it off of that? Like, I don't know. That's the only thing I don't like about it. This was probably the easiest call. This what made me even more confident in Bitcoin, because this was like a very easy call on Ethereum. ABC, ABC, 1, 1. This was actually leading diagonal. I'm probably gonna hold off on the short. On the long until OTE is invalidated. OTE is by far the most important thing. OTE is more important than my Elliott wave. It's more accurate than my Elliott wave. It's been more accurate time after time than my Elliott wave. It is what it is. I'm not afraid to say that. So, but when they both align, it's usually fucking, oh god, like super powerful. So here was, I saw this lean diagonal, expanding, expanding flat, running flat, whatever you want to call it, expanding flat here. 2, 3, deep 4. Notice the difference here. This channeled, this went back and forth, rule of alteration. And then I saw this forming. I saw this, I was like, dude, there's no way they're going to give this to us this easy. And they did. Couldn't believe it. Popped up. I was out and about when this was forming, and I really wanted to post this chart to get my team short up here. But by the time I got home, price is already down here. I was like, what? But I got us in right here on this little pivot here. So very thankful for that. Yeah, no really reason for me to believe this is not going to be true. In terms of time, I think it's the same. It's literally the same thing as Bitcoin. Hold on, I need to check something. Literally the same thing as Bitcoin. We can make more lows because it's allowed, but technically we should be bullish on the higher time frame. The only reason why we're not bullish today is because NYCOB says we go down. Flat, triangle, some X, zigzag. Rule of alteration states set. And this might moon like pretty fucking hard, so I have no idea where this is gonna go. I'm thinking at least bare minimum 1-to-1 of this entire structure. Maybe 640? I don't know. That's the next fib level. Notice how well I respected the 618 there. East looks a little bit more clear as well. East has been a lot more clear than both. not bulls, been way more clear than Bitcoin. Bitcoin's been a little fucking hard to do. Stay on top of. Yeah, it seems like this one small amount low. If you start trading above this low, I'm bullish on ETH. Very curious on this retest opportunity here. Although I did kind of already retested. If this could kind of retrace a little lower like that, then I think this will be a good setup there. But if this stays high like this, then I think this has a potential to just reverse. So just be mindful of that. We are technically bullish on the higher time frame, so you should, if you're a swing trader, not swing trader, swing trade is like what, 5 days. If you're a position trader, which is like a week, 2 week, month type of a trade, this is literally your game plan. You're buying spot or low leverage from basically now all the way until I'd say like 340. Below 340, I'd be scared. Technically, you're supposed to look at the swing low, but that's a lot of cushion. And I'm not willing to say, damn, my eye's freaking hurting. I scratched the living crap on my eye the other day, and it's just been giving me so much problems as of late. You know how you get sleep in your eye when you wake up? Well, I got sleep in mine when I woke up. Thought I got it out from the corners of my eyes, and I rubbed my eyes, and nope, scratched the living shit. Oh my gosh, hurt so bad. Let's go to the top. Okay. So technically, this is the lowest we could assume Ethereum can go and stay bullish. Based on Elliott Wave. Unless this is turning into a weird like diagonal, which I just cannot see for Ethereum, then this is going to be the count. Even if you say that this is the high of X. That'll bring our max time to that. I just like this better as A, B, C, and then this is the bottom of C. Alright. Alright. So that's it for ETH. Let's go to Link. Okay, Link has literally been... there's no reason for me to update this, really, honestly, to be honest. Actually, yeah. Just gonna do this. Then this. It's not looking good for Link, though. Looks like a flat spot is forming. Looking pretty bearish here. So if we could come steal this stop liquidity here, this short liquidity, and then break this trend line here, that seals the deal. And this this may potentially, if this breaks here, this definitely coming down here. Link's not looking too hot. Oh my gosh, this is actually crazy. This is literally looking really bearish on this structural basis, but we're in the zone of price discovery, so we don't really know for certain. We only assume what could happen, which is you never want to assume when it comes to this stuff. We let our levels play out and watch indicators like momentum and stuff like that. So yeah, Link's not really much change here. If we start trading below 1360 on closes on the hourly, then it's probably going to continue down. But I'm assuming we're going to bounce here, come attack these highs at 1640 to 16 like it's like $17, and then from there reject. Everybody's gonna get super bullish on this like inverse head and shoulders type thing here. It's gonna come reject and then fail and come down more. Ooh, man, that was a quite the nasty drop there. It's not the short I wanted though, so I'm not tripping about it. I almost got it. I almost shorted that, but I was waiting for a leading diagonal to form. It didn't form, so I wanted us to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and I wanted that to go 5. I had a short there. I didn't fill it. We dropped. Oh well. Pulling that short now. Placing it here at 11,372. Another one here at 11,400. Stop. 11,465. Definitely went along it. I definitely went along it. Not enough for me to say I want along, unless I'm just purely using this indicator here like this, which is pretty fucking good. We would have bought there, sold here, possibly would have shorted, but this, in my opinion, would have came back really quick. So if you weren't quick, you wouldn't have got out there. Shorted that little pop. If this goes bullish, I might long it for a little scalp, because my assumption is that we're gonna do this ABC up into this zone, which would be OTE, I think. Yep, this will be OTE right here. So let's be very, yeah. So OTE is right. Anything above here is OTE. With the hot spot being right here. I'm actually probably gonna long this if OG Chevy flips bullishly. This looks really good for this little setup here. A, B, C. This looks pretty damn good. Roll alteration states that since this was flat up here, this is a flat A, B, C. This should be a zigzag or a triangle. So I'm liking this. I'm actually gonna mark it by partial 5 here, like 15% of my initial lot, and I'll add the rest once OG Chevy flips bullishly. Stop at the 11,245. All right, let's go to Forex real quick, and then we get out of here. Okay. So USD GPY, I actually murdered this fucking call. When this high was made, I had us coming down to this low here in this golden box. This happened. Now what? This current structure is less than desirable for a, bullish Elliott wave structure, but when it comes to trading Forex and other things that are all basically corrections, you can't always look for clean impulses. They're also going to get left in the dust. What you have to do is use your understanding of structure and where things should be and gauge it with momentum. So what's that mean? Well, we know if we're in a bullish ABC, the moves that are going to be bullish in momentum will be A and C. That's what we know. Right? And so, notice last time we went bullish, A was basically all green. So that's what we're waiting for here. And that's why at this low, I was like, I'm thinking this is going to be a major pivot. We're going to reverse. But I can't say for certain. Structurally, I couldn't buy this like this because this looks like it wants to do this. But if we could trade above this high with this being blue, I'll be looking for a pullback on like the 13-minute to confirm and get back in, as long as my 5-hour stays bullish. So as long as this stays blue, I'll go into like my 13-minute or 5-minute and look for an entry point. So right now we see that the 13-minute is bearish, so we can't enter. So if this goes like this, comes down, and red, and then comes up, trickles in blue. Well, we're gonna probably want to long that, or become interested in longing that. And just for you guys, let me just pull up this chart, because I'm telling you, this was absolutely surgical. Yeesh. Okay. Let's go to... Oh, man. Oh, no. I always get... Zooming in is kind of fussy up. Okay, we're going to check one thing here. Okay. So right now, I am bearishly leaning that this is an ABC, but this can develop more, and this can just do this. Look, this could be one. This could do like this weird thing here, go sideways for a while, and end up being 1, 2, 1, 2, like 3, 4, like that. So I'll be very curious in this one. My initial bias is that we're doing this. We hit a minimum requirement so far. This is definitely not impulsive. It's more, it looks very corrective. So I'm labeling this like a combo, not an impulse, and therefore this can be an ABC and be valid. So what I'm going to be watching is the 5-hour, again, momentum. If this does this comes like up here and stays red and rolls red and then breaks that low, I'll probably end up shorting that. Stop like right there. I'll be targeting new lows. Okay, yeah. All right, cool. Let's go to Euro. I'm hesitantly bullish on this as well. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. I was bearish when we hit this. I thought this was going to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But these weren't of the same degree. Very clearly not of the same degree. And then we started forming this weird overlapping structure up here, which is more reminiscent of a flat forming up here, which is a continuation pattern. And so I'm going to be gauging this with my 5-hour Chevy again. If this flips bullish, here gets us to buy, and then we come back and retest that MA, we have no choice but to assume this is going to be correct. Last one. We talked about this one already. So this was my initial idea that this was actually going to reverse here, but this is looking more bullish now. This looks more bullish now. I think it's going to continue up. Yeah, I think it's this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I'm with this. I am with this. I am with this. We got a buy, and we're now flashing green on the momentum, so there's really no reason for us not to believe that this is going to actually happen. Which makes more sense for this. Man, Forex loves these. Oh, that's a running flat. Could also be labeled like this, though. Either one's acceptable at this point. What's cool about this is that we nailed this run up, this move up from this low point here. This was our entry point, essentially, when I first proposed this idea. We also sorted this top here, but we closed here and then had to let price action develop more so I could see what the hell was going on. And then I finally figured out that we had something possibly going on here, and we traded that up. I exited way soon at this high here. Took a loss on this mega pump here. Could I actually have short there, took a loss. Now I'm just watching it. So yeah, that's essentially it for everything. That was wrong. Oh, that was partially right. USD CAD keeps shitting to bed. That's crazy. Oh yeah. Yep, that's essentially it. So if you have any last minute questions or concerns, this is now your time to ask him, and I'll be there. Can you check DXY? This is my DXY idea. One, two, three, 4, 5. This can go lower, and this it still beats this move. But I think this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chase that low, and then beyond that point, I have no idea what's gonna happen. My initial idea was this a long time ago, and I got fooled on that move there. Not gonna lie, fooled me. It made me forget about my entire idea being this idea, which is very unfortunate. So this is end up going to this. Something like that. Sorry for the mess on all these drawings and stuff like that. All these big squiggles. We are clearly bearish, though. You see the daily went short here, and no looking back so far. Short here. We're bullish now, but I'm just not confident in a true reversal yet. This extension down was way far compared to this move here, so it's pretty apparent this is 1, 2, 3, and 4. That was kind of loud. Sorry about that. We got a buy on the 1 minute, 5 minute, also hinting for a buy. If it closes like this, I'll confirm it. We get that little pump up. Kind of don't like the structure. It's not perfect because this looks like a possible WXY at 4, and we're gonna come down and come up. But it's the name of the game. It's the name of the game you play. The name of the game you play. Litecoin real quick. What a whirlwind of a freaking interesting. Litecoin looks a little topped off, which is horrible. Looks a little toppy. It's just this move here is so weird. I think it's X Wave 2 though. I'm sticking with the bias that are all the same pattern, just in different forms. So I'm just the same. I'm the same. As long as we hold these levels here, I have to be bullish. This looks like a continuation pattern on the top side. Could be wrong, but who knows? Looking at time, we're the same thing though. Exact same thing. We're in time still, so it's fine. So this is my idea. I'm not going to change it until I'm invalidated on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and or Litecoin, one of them. So, yep. Short term. Where my tips at? Just kidding. Same idea, man. Literally the same. These three coins follow each other. They won't pivot the exact same moments, but in general, the movements that happen will be basically the same. So if I'm assuming a little pump up and then a retrace, this will probably, on Bitcoin, it'll probably do the same thing, if not very similar. If not very, very similar. This looks like a flat. A, B, C. It looks like to me we cleared 5 waves, but it doesn't mean we can't create a diagonal here. Okay. All right. So that is it, my friends. Looking at it, looks like I'm not going to get any more last-minute questions. Well, I got some questions and concerns, but I have now addressed them, and so well, percentage-wise, yeah, obviously. And that's why you have to manage yourself appropriately in the market, or else you're going to get washed because the volatility is greater because it changes in percent more. But the general idea is going to be the same. It's going to go up to that certain pivot. Probably, Litecoin will probably go up to that same pivot in that term. Feel me? All right. So, yeah. Anyways, thank you all for tuning in. This has been a pleasure. Make sure to catch the replay, whatever. Drop a comment, hit thumbs up. Tell me what you like. Tell me what you don't like. Sorry for the little audio issue. I figured out that we cannot do the webcam because for some reason it messes up with the audio, which is more important. So we're gonna keep the audio on. No webcam. We tried it, didn't work. Whatever. I'm not worried about it too much. So catch me this coming up Thursday, about not the same time. I'll be a little bit later. It's probably the same time, like 6, 7, maybe even 8 or 9. Just depends. I'll make the call. Coming closer to those days, all right? So with that, again, make sure to drop a comment. Tell me what you like, tell me what you don't like. Please hit the thumbs up button if you watched. It helps with the YouTube algorithm. We're getting closer to 1,000 followers, finally, or subscribers. Finally, this is good. Slow moving. So make sure that everybody stays safe. Keep practicing risk management, taking those shots. Man, this looks like a YXY so bad. I might exit right now for a minimal loss. I'm up right now on this trade, but I don't like the way it looks on the top. It looks like a YXY. So fucking bad. So bad. Yeah, I'm exiting. I'm out. I don't like it. I'll take a little small fee loss there. I don't like this. This looks very toppy and it wants to come down. It's like there. It's not a lot, but it's enough for me to not want to be in the trade anymore. Alright. Everybody stay safe. Catch me this Thursday about that time I mentioned. And until then, make sure to keep practicing. Stay hard, stay humble, stay determined, be headstrong, don't give up on yourself. Chase for your dreams, reach for your stars, man. Reach for the fucking stars, alright? And with that, it's been your boy, Satoshi motherfucking Heavy, with a dose of crypto stocks and Forex. We didn't cover stocks today, but who cares? And with that, see ya next time. Peace the fuck out.
Sergey is dead. Sergey is dead.